This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Shaun Cole, and today we're here to do something really special. So we just released our full review of the Simagic GT Neo wheel. This is a very, very cool steering wheel, $289, and you can find out all about it in our full review, which I have a link in the description of this show here if you want to see it. But something that is very unique about this wheel is it's the first wheel from Simagic that works outside of their ecosystem. So many a time I review wheels and people want to use them on other bases, and it's just impossible. They're always proprietary or ecosystem driven. Well, Simagic is now making the Magllink, and this is the first wheel that they've made that is using the Magllink. This is $19.95, 20 bucks, and what you do is you bolt this onto the wheel and it turns it into a typical wraparound wire, which you'll see on a lot of direct drive wheels. So if you're using a Bodner or a Simucube or a Mini Mite or a Sim Experience wheel, you can actually use this steering wheel on it just like many high-end wheels. So what I want to do is I want to actually install this onto this wheel, and then we're going to put it onto my Mini Mite wheel, which has an NRG style quick release. Hopefully it's compatible. I know they're the same. Hopefully it's compatible, and we should be able to plug this in and replace my GSI or my Ricmotech wheel, which are both USB. So all right, let's get to it. Now, there is a full instruction video at the Simagic website, so I'm just kind of following along with that, and it should include everything that we need to be able to do the job. So inside this box, we have the back plate. This is the plate that will replace the one that's on there. We have a USB pickup point, so you can see that's a USB extension essentially. We have the new Magllink wraparound wire, so this will connect to that and then plug into there and into my computer. And then we have all the hardware and tools that we should need to complete the job. So let's go ahead and just keep these things safe, put them back in the box for now until we need them. And we will need the tools, and we will need that back plate because it all starts with just replacing what's on here. All right, so we start by removing this back plate and quick release. And so we have 4 Allen wrenches. 4 Allen bolts, I should say. Okay. And then this should just pull right out. And then I believe we just disconnect it. So we'll disconnect that one. You can see right there. That was plugged in right here. All right, then that comes out just like that. Yeah, so I'm just going to put this one right back on it. That way, if I bring it back over to my Simagic base, it'll still be compatible. So we're just going to get these lined up the same. There we go. Broke free. Now I could use any quick release right here. By using this one with the electronics pass-through, it means that this could be put on either of my wheelbases if all goes well. All right, and now we just need to plug this back in. So we'll be very careful to do this right. There we go. Okay. And then this one goes that way. Okay. And then this. There we go. Okay. All right, now we'll. All right, so that was pretty easy. The only tricky part was just making sure we got those connectors plugged in correctly in the right direction and plugged in nice, and then just kind of settling this into position so it dropped into place. It was kind of sitting up. You don't just put the bolts in and mad dog it. You kind of settle it into place. It fell into place, and then it was really easy. So now we have that Magllink connector, and this is really cool. So now we would take this magnetic mag connector, and it's gonna just, is it directional? Yep, looks like it goes this way. And boom, it's just stuck on there. Look at that. Look at that. That's pretty cool, huh? It's got a good amount of tug on it. I mean, it doesn't just come off. You got to be pretty deliberate. So that is great. And then this would plug into our USB connector and into our steering wheel, and it should all work out just great. So the next step is going to be putting it on, making sure this quick release works with our standard NRG quick release, plug it in, get some software loaded, and we're going to be running this on our mini Mite, Ricmotech mini Mite direct drive wheelbase, which is going to be revolutionary as far as Simagic goes. So let's get that going. Once at my computer, I downloaded SimPro 2 Manager and installed it onto my computer. I then plugged the wheel directly into my USB hub, which was located right near my wheelbase, so I didn't need their extension. And then you could see the wheel power on. And then I used a Velcro strap to secure it down so it couldn't be pulled out of the USB. Then it was time to see if their quick release fit on my authentic NRG quick release that was mounted to my mini Mite, and sure enough, it fit like a glove. Since everything was up to date firmware-wise from my other computer, I didn't have to take care of anything there, but all I had to do was select which color layout that I wanted or program my own, and I was up and running. Add-on track, the GT Neo was as marvelous as I stated in the review that we recently did. And just to recap, you've got so much functionality. You've got the 10 buttons, you've got the 2 thumb rotaries, the 4 interior rotaries, and the 2 thumbsticks, meaning you have more control surfaces or mappable controls than you could possibly remember. But to help you remember, you have the programmable backlights, and the stickers that could be installed onto the wheel, making it that much easier to remember what all of the functions do. The wheel is comfortable, the wheel is strong, the wheel is stiff, and the magnetic paddle shifters have a good amount of bite. But again, you can get all my detailed thoughts on the GT Neo in that full review. Getting back to what we're testing today, which is the Magllink, it held on strong. Those magnets that hold the Magllink cord onto the wheel are very, very strong. So initially, I had concern that it would just get yanked out while under heavy use, but that was never the case. The super heavy-duty coiled cable is plenty long enough, and I was able to reach my USB no problem, and with their extension, you'd have no problem. And as long as you locate it in a good spot, it won't be in your way that much, and it certainly won't yank out of that Magllink connector. In the end, with the Magllink, I was able to use this base on a completely outside the Simagic Eco System, and that was just absolutely fantastic. It does everything that you wanted, and it's the first wheel that you could just say, hey, I like that wheel from Simagic, and I'm going to put it on my mini Mite direct drive motor. It was as easy as that, and for only 20 bucks, that's pretty job well done, Simagic. So in the end, it was all easier than I thought it was going to be to do. The installation of the Magllink was very basic, and all the tools and screws and everything I needed were included. I had to just make sure I was putting those plugs in fine, but it worked out great. And then when I put it onto my computer, it was easy as that. It was immediately recognized. I was able to go through their presets to change the backlight buttons, and since it's now on a USB, I can actually have it lit up here on my table for our demonstration here, which we couldn't prior to the Magllink. So that's kind of cool and a nice little feature, at least for my review now. So again, as I mentioned during the driving portion, the Magllink worked out great. It never yanked out. I did do quite a bit of driving on it, and it worked out really, really well. And it just is really cool the way I now have this wheel. I happen to have a Simagic on my second rig. I happen to have a mini Mite on my first rig, and I'm able to switch the wheel from both without any problems whatsoever. And it just gives me that many more options for a direct drive wheel. So I think that's the great point also. When I did the review of this wheel and all the functionality and all the things and how cool the wheel is, especially at that price point, so cool. We're at $310. It still keeps it in the downright inexpensive range. And if somebody's getting into the market, buying themselves a direct drive wheelbase, a pedal set, the wheel, if it's going to cost them another $1,000 or $2,000, it's going to make it an obscene purchase. Getting a wheel at $310, getting whatever wheelbase you want now, and then getting a pedal set makes it a much more approachable market, and I think that's just awesome. And with it being such a cool wheel, I can see a lot of people wanting to put this on their direct drive wheels regardless what ecosystem they're on. So very, very impressed. 20 bucks is downright inexpensive for what you get. It's a well-made kit. There's a lot to it. I honestly, everything here, I think the wheel could have been more expensive. I think the Magllink could have been more expensive, and that would have all been in line with the current pricing in the sim racing market. So very, very well done. Very impressed by Simagic. I mean, I'm not going to do the good, the not so good, and the bottom line. We kind of recapped it all there. But if I were going to start telling you, like, okay, cool, it does have a wraparound cable, but for so many direct drive wheel users, that's already the case. So you lose the wireless, but if you're in the Simagic ecosystem, you maintain the wireless, and then it's just down to the GT Neo wheel, which we covered in that review. So I think that tells you everything that you need to know. I did use a powered USB hub in my case, so I didn't need that extension that they supplied, but it was nice that they had a really nice extension that could be mounted onto your rig. They even gave you the profile screws so that you could put it really near the base and get a perfect location for that wraparound cable. And in my case, it was just that much easier because I was already set up for such a system or setup. So again, really good. I hope this told you everything that you need to know about the Magllink connector. If you didn't see our review of the GT Neo, it's a fantastic wheel. We just released that video, and I have a link in the description here so you can check it out. And thank you for watching. Be sure to give this show a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can find out when our next video comes out. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track.